Now when it comes to, okay, where do I put things? It's much easier to set up because now I have my baseline grids, I have my column structure. Now I know where to put things. So if I were to get a photo from any one of these sites, okay, I'm just going to grab the photo just really quick, just for the essence of time. Okay. When it comes to scaling photos, make sure you guys are aware of this. So of course, the picture comes and it's way too big. I like to automatically scale the photo proportionally to fit inside the box. On a Mac, that's Command Option Shift E. On Windows, that's Control Alt Shift E. To do it manually, you can take your selection tool, click on the donut, and it is the second option, the second box right here. Fit content proportionally, or right click, fit content proportionally. Okay. From here, I can now take that orange handle. I can carefully hold the Shift key and scale it out to fill the box as needed. Okay. All right. Also, now when I go to put in my text, okay, let's say I'm doing my body text here. Your text doesn't have to go, full left to right pages. Some layouts, you'll see that they have, white space. They utilize white space as a column. So even though there's relatively 3 layout columns here, I'm only putting text in columns 2 and 3. Okay, so I could have a text box here. Type, fill with placeholder text. I'm just doing this quickly. You all will be using actual type. And if you notice, when I put the type in there, it comes in formatted based on the default settings, Minion Pro 12, which is horrible. What you can do is, I'm going to undo that, is format your font before you put it in there. So I'll change this to, it's a really nice font I've been using lately called Roboto Slab. You can get it from Typekit. Roboto Slab, maybe make it 10 point. Again, you want it to be less than your baseline grid value. So I'll start at 10 point. Now when I fill it with placeholder text, you'll see that it comes in formatted to that font. Okay, so of course, one of the big things with doing these layouts for this course is typesetting. You must do heavy typesetting. So I'm going to break this up into my 2 columns. Okay, 2 columns. You want to make sure that your paragraphs are, broken up. Okay. And you want to set this as a paragraph style. All right. So I'm going to go to my window styles, paragraph styles. Okay. I'm going to option click or alt click to create a new style. This will be called my body text. You want to make sure that it is named, apply to selection, and that you can press preview. Okay. So now we'll make sure that this box is set to body text, and it is. Now when I edit, anything I do will automatically update in this box. So a couple of things you want to do. Your basic character format, you double check the font style, use your font. Maybe I can knock this down to lighter weight. Your advanced character formats, sometimes the font that you choose is a bit wide. For example, Avenir Next tends to be a relatively wide font. Okay, notice it's a wide font. So if you do have a wide font for your body text, you can go into your advanced character format and just scale down the horizontal to 95. Not 94, not 96, but exactly 95 on the horizontal only. And that helps the text to just look a little bit better on the line. Indents and spacing, here you have two options. If you're going to do a line left, or your text is aligned left, but your right side is ragged, you have the option to have InDesign balance these ragged lines. Okay. And then here is where you want to choose your align to grid, and that's the baseline grid. Align to baseline grid, all lines. Now notice that the text sits nicely on the baseline grid. We have paragraphs broken up here, so you want to insert a space after the paragraph. That's how it's done. If I choose a full left justify, if I choose left justify, you get text on both, you get text aligned nicely on both left and right sides. The problem with this is when you choose left justify, you get these weird spaces in between from line to line. And we call these rivers. Rivers are horrible. You want to avoid them. And the only way to really avoid rivers when you choose left justify is to come down here to your justification settings and plug in a formula. So what formula do you put in here? I've been using InDesign for ever, and I even forget what these values can be. There's different formulas. You can go on Google and you can actually type in InDesign justification settings and plug it in as an image search. And this one will come up. This is the one I use most of the time from Typesetting. Okay, so you can plug in these numbers. I'll be sure to have this formula on the course information section of the site. All right, so I'll just plug this in. Now that looks much better. That looks much better. Okay. Another option that you have is to change it from Adobe Paragraph Composer to Adobe Single Line Composer. And what the software does, it goes line by line, top by line, and kind of adjusts some of the word and line spacing. Which one do you choose? Well, it depends on whichever one makes your text look better. Okay, you just have that as an option. Okay. If when you do this, if you have too much hyphenation, you do not want to turn your hyphenation off. Not for body text, but you can adjust this right here. Where you tell InDesign you want better spacing. You might get more hyphens or fewer hyphens, and the spacing may have to compensate. So again, it's up to you, whichever one looks better. And that's really where you want to start with your body text formatting. If I hide my guides, this looks much cleaner. Notice I haven't even done text color. I haven't put in any major design elements, but just by those two things of adding your baseline grid and your columns helps your layout look much stronger. You may have in your layout perhaps section headers or subheads. Okay, I can format this as a character style, okay, because it's not really a paragraph, it's just one line of words, one line of characters. So I can take my character styles, create a new style, and call that subhead, and format this nicely. You have the option to do an underline. Okay, you can choose the kind of underline, and you can also offset the underline. Okay. So now when I press OK, now I have that as my topic. So with this subhead here, I can even maybe go in here and just change the color really quick. Okay, so it stands out a little bit more. You don't want to have a space, a big space from the subhead to the next paragraph. So here, within this line of text, if you notice, I can go up here to my paragraph formatting options. Here's the space after value, and I can just close that up. And notice now it sits nicely on top of the paragraph. Okay, so those are really just some of the main little things that you want to do with your layouts. Here is an orphan. All right, so you want to eliminate one word on a line by itself. We call those orphans. So you either edit your text, edit your content to eliminate orphans, either by reducing the amount of words, changing the font size, adjusting, just different things you can adjust to avoid orphans. We don't want those at all. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this video up here. Hopefully some of these tips helped. Be sure to save often and keep all of your files in your project folder. If you have any questions or if you need to do a screen sharing session so I can give you feedback, real-time feedback to help you improve your layout, let me know, shoot me an email, and I'll be more than glad to work with you. Okay, take care and good luck on your layouts.